Normalization. That is what a huge part of the series is about. So you must know what it means. Normalization, as I said, is just reducing redundant information. As in, you don't need your city and state and all that other crap listed 500 times. You can just have that one for each person. You can have it once. So basically, normalization will help your data stay organized and not waste space. Now there's multiple forms of normalization. Oops. Right. So there's actually 6 forms. Basically they're called normal forms. So let's make some more room. Oh great, dropped my chalk. Right. Normalization. That's what this is about. I know it should be up here, but whatever. So a normal form, those are the forms of normalization. There is the first normal form, 1NF. The NF means normal form. So if you see this and you're like, what does this mean? It means this. There's 2NF and then 3NF. This is what 90 to 95% of people follow. There's also 3 more forms, but this is what this series will cover. 1, 2, and 3. The next form is B, C, and F. That stands for Boyce / Cod normal form. That is the 4th normal form. Technically, it's not called the 4th normal form, but in order, it is the 4th. The next one is the 4th normal form, and then the 5th normal form. Now, if you must know, you can go research on these, because I will only be going over the basics, and that is this. Alright, I'm not sure if the next one is really relevant, but I decided I'd cover it anyways. So, this one is concat. Concat is when you combine 2 things to make one. So earlier I was talking about things being atomic. So you have Caleb, and then you have Curry. These are atomic because they're not together. They're 2 separate boxes. Now you're wondering, how would you put them back together? Well, that's when you concatenate them. You have concat and what you want to concatenate. So, first name, this would be the name of the column, so the first name, and then a quoted space, so that's a space, comma, and then last name. So that would come out as Caleb, a space, this right here in the quotes, anything in the quotes. So Caleb space Curry, and that would come out as one result. Now if you changed what was in the quotes, such as, let's just put Z, instead of a space, you would get Caleb Z Curry. That's just an example. So that's what concatenating. As I started recording the other parts, I thought of a couple more terms, so I'm coming back to this. The first one, it was null. Null means nothing. So basically, if something is null, there's nothing there. Entry is blank. If you sign up for something and you do not put your name, it will be stored as null. And it will actually say null. So this is what will be entered. Null. And this is not a word. You can't change it. It's nothing. It's not 0. It's null. It's kind of confusing, but you'll get used to it. And it's not a blank string. So it's not like these are quotation marks, and there's just nothing there. It is null. That's all. It's not ERD. I think that's entity relationship diagram. So I'm gonna double check that real quick. Ow! Yeah, that's right. All right. So, well, an entity. Let me write that out. I suck at spelling. I wrote that out so you could see what it was. Read it better. D could also be M for entity relationship model, but I'll just use ERD. So what an entity relationship diagram is when you design a database with like boxes. So you have a table here, books, and you can find these entity relationship diagrams on the computer, and I'll be designing a database at the end of the series with you guys using this one of these. MySQL Workbench, it's great. Books, and then you can have like ID, name, blah 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 blah. And then you can have like a one-to-many relationship to something else. When you have this all, how everything is tied together, and then this is tied with like another box, and this to something else. Then you have a box over here. Basically, when you draw out your database, that is called an entity relationship diagram. Now, if you've heard of the term relationship database management system, or relation, or like a relational database, for example, relation comes from that, and it's just another name for a table. So, relation is a table. You can also have relationships, which is how everything is connected in the table. As in, if you have like students, and then you have student ID, name, address, that's all built around the student ID. I think you can see me. It's all built around the student ID. And if you have something in there like the weather of the day, that's not relational because it has nothing to do with the student ID whatsoever. And that will be addressed when we go over normalization and how to solve those problems and decide whether something is related or not. And then we'll fix any problems we have, and I'll teach you how to fix, I just said that. I'll teach you how to fix stuff, yeah. So that's what a relation is. It's a table. A relationship is how everything is connected in that table. Alright guys, as you go on, you'll learn more than what was just listed up here, but I don't want to explain them now because I don't want to confuse you, and it'll make more sense when you learn other parts. And I promise that everything will start to make sense. And if you have any questions, you can leave a comment and others will help you out, or I'll do my best to help you out. You can also find forums and like websites to help you out with it. I mean, I'm not the only source, obviously. You can look up other stuff, but make sure you watch this series first, because, I mean, obviously, I want the views and the credit, and I'm just so good at this. I'm just kidding. But yeah, hope you have a good day, and be sure to watch my next video. Thanks.